Neurologically, everything that you see is yourself. What you are aware of is a state of your nervous system. And there is no other knowledge whatsoever. That doesn't mean that your nervous system is the only existing reality, and that there is nothing beyond your nervous system. But it does mean that all knowledge is knowledge of you.
Welcome, welcome. Good day, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world. I would like to say to you, welcome to Outside the Box. This is your host, boy, Brandon, and we got a wonderful, very mentally astute, very sharp young man here today. You know, very much versed on so many subject matters. It's a pleasure to have you today. We have Xavier Counce in the building.
Appreciate you, brother.
How's it going?
Thank you for having me on. Pretty good, pretty good.
Likewise. I want to just first say this. You have so many, you're a multifaceted individual, you know, no, seriously, like watching your Instagram and a lot of your different videos that you have, You're well-rounded with your knowledge.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming and sitting down with us today because I'm prepared to pick your brain today, sir.
Let's do it.
All right, so the first question I have for you, Xavier, is this. What is neuroscience?
Neuroscience, that's a huge question, but I would say it's the study of the brain, the study of consciousness, the study of, I would say, the mind and its capabilities, its capacity. So basically what we can do with it. That's just my outlook on it. Of course, there's like specifically because I'm currently going to school. I'm not specifically in neuroscience right now. I'm building up to get there. But my end goal is to be in neuroscience, but work in neuropsychopharmacology. So neuropsychopharmacology is the basically pharmacological sense of mental illness. So SSRIs, antidepressants, stuff like that.
Psychoactive medication.
Psychoactive medication. So that's the actual term in it, is neuropsychopharmacology. But when I tell people that I want to go to school for that, they're like, huh? And I'm like, okay, I want to go to school for neuroscience. Yeah, it's just a branch off of neuroscience. But it's basically to just bring psychedelics back into mental therapy. Because I looked at the statistics one time, and it's on, I have an episode where I talk about it. I believe it's the psychological warfare one. But the statistics of mental illness and how much the SSRIs actually work, it's pretty disturbing. So I at the top of my head, I can't really remember the specific numbers, but basically the people, there's a percentage of the people that SSRI, like they give SSRIs to. Then that group of people, 50% of them, it either doesn't work or it's not helping their situation. And so branching off of that, the percentages of those people, it gets down to, I want to say like 20% of them, like nothing works other than, no SSRIs work, and there's no alternate remedies that they can find. So pretty much these people are just like, what the heck?
In a
Nothing
limbo.
is working. Yeah. Now, 10% of those people kill themselves. So
that's rough.
Yeah, and
10% is a large figure.
Yes, it is, and it's disturbing because the amount of money that's being made in that field, the pharmacological field, compared to how many people are actually being helped, it's not right. So,
So the ratios are off.
The ratio's off, but it's all about the paper, of course. So, the reason I just feel like it's something that I have to do is because I have a sister. She was on an SSRI. She's 14 years old.
Wow.
And she shouldn't be.
No,
So,
that's very young.
Yeah, too young. And it's a Zoloft, I believe. And
there's no holistic approach to that at all?
When she was first, like that was the plan. I don't want to reveal too many details about it. But when my mom told me that was what they were doing, I said, did they even check her vitamin deficiencies?
Minerals, anything, yeah.
Like, does she eat enough? Like, and my mom was like, well, we'll go get a blood panel, check that out, and it turned out she was low in vitamin B12, which this is what I told my mom first. I said she's probably low in B12.
And that's huge cognitive.
Exactly.
Yes.
D3, like all of these things that is messing with your immune function, your cognitive health, your just brain function in general.
100%.
So I was working at Natural Grocers, and I was the plug for supplements. So
You're just the plug on there's so many things.
so I was like, Mom, here. And she said 2 days later, she could do schoolwork better. She was attentive. She was actually being receptive to the information. She wouldn't get frustrated. And that's just 2 days of electrolytes and vitamins.
The retention shot up.
Yeah. And literally in 2 days. But she was already prescribed the Zoloft, and it was mandated. So, yeah. And it's she had a therapist, and she had I don't know if it was a neuroscientist. I think it was something else. She had a physician, some type of physician that was overlooking, but two professionals that thought it would be great to have a 14-year-old on Zoloft. So
does she have to take this indefinitely now?
She's off of it now, thank God.
Okay, thank God, man.
Yeah, but like this month, June was the last month, and it's been, I think, a whole year.
Wow.
And she suffers from seizures, and they misdiagnosed her because they thought it was a different type of seizure. I do research. I'm like, Mom, it's this type of seizure because seizure falls in line with neuroscience.
It does.
And my mom was like, those symptoms, that's exactly what she's experiencing. So she brought that paperwork to the doctor or the therapist, and she was like, okay, we have to overlook everything and rethink. So I literally was like, nah, you guys are professionals, but you're not looking at all the evidence.
Correct.
All the variables here, because it wasn't epileptic; it was something else. So,
and I want to ask you about that. With people who deal with epilepsy, what type of neurodeficiency are they dealing with?
Now, epilepsy is I'm not speaking as an expert, just based off of my knowledge.
Yes, sir.
Epilepsy is a certain part of the brain where it's, and Neuralink. Have you heard of Neuralink?
I have heard of Elon Musk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So one of the benefits of that is it sends a signal to the brain to stop the epileptic seizure from happening. That's why I'm kind of like.
Do you trust the Neuralink though?
Oh, I trust Elon Musk.
You do?
I kind of do.
Did you watch that anonymous?
I didn't. Don't upset me. What? Oh no! What happened?
Elon is like nerd porn.
Oh, I see.
You know, like he is, for someone who's brainy like me and yourself, like he's like our champion.
Yeah, of course.
However, when you hold a light up to him and kind of like start running a fine tooth comb through some of the things, like nobody is infallible. Yeah. You know, but just there's some aspects to him that kind of like makes you go, So I don't know if I necessarily trust someone who didn't create the technology of Tesla, bought the business over.
Oh, I see what you're
saying. You know, for me to now trust him to start tinkering around with my brain.
Yeah.
You know, because now you have the control panel to my head now.
100%.
Because it could go off for 30 days. It could start off as something that's helpful, and then, you know, after the trial period is over, you know,
like, oh, what's happening? Why am I doing this?
Exactly, automaton.
No,
you know?
I feel it. I want to think that he's for the people, but you never know when someone,
like they say, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Ooh, that's wise words right there.
And he is someone who is becoming him and Bezos are becoming the absolute powers of this world. Yeah. You know, he is leading the technology forefront, and Bezos is just like kicking ass on every arena you can think of. Yeah. But when you got two people, like when you got like a guy like Elon who is kind of like monopolizing, I won't say monopolizing, but he's becoming like a czar ruler, you know, in a way.
I feel it.
And when you get somebody that's in a position that has that much power, it kind of muddies up the integrity.
I feel it. Yeah. Speaking of which, I work for Amazon now, but
please no drones. No, I don't, Jeff. I don't want no problems. I know that you soon to leave Earth, and you want any smoke with anybody before you leave here. I don't want no problems, Bezos. Please, Xavier. He spoke out of turn, and we don't want no problems.
Just sign them paychecks on me.
right. Just sign the checks, endorse the checks. So my next question is, what is your thoughts on psilocybin? Psilocybin's effect on creating new neural pathways.
It's amazing, but
agreed.
Psilocybin and so there's psychedelics and then there's psilocybin. The reason why.
Okay, so what is the difference between the two?
There's not really because it is a psychedelic. The reason why I like to separate them when I do talk about it is because there's not enough information on the others that state if they do the same thing as psilocybin. So I would say magic mushrooms is the most medicinal, therapeutic psychedelic. Because I mean, even like ketamine, acid, LSD. I mean, there's so many psychedelics. I literally have like a booklet of.
But psilocybin is like the healthiest for you?
Psilocybin is the healthiest because even marijuana has psychoactive properties. So in like some strands could be considered a psychedelic. That's just because it has effects on the brain. But the actual creation of new neurons, so it's actually generating new ones. Psilocybin, there's just so much evidence of that. But the reason why I am obsessed with it because it's literally saving our brains. From personal experience, one, and I've actually shown people evidence, just actual neuroscience articles, just not saying, hey, here,
right.
recommending that they do it for therapeutic use based on the science research that I've found. It's helped people's lives. Like it's helped them be introspective. Even in psychology, it's called IE. It's called introspective exposure to get over trauma. So one IE way of dealing with trauma is taking psilocybin mushrooms, and it allows your psyche to look within and deal with the trauma that you've experienced, and it brings it to the forefront so you can face your demons, basically.
Why do you feel like so many people have such a fear of psychedelic psilocybin?
Because they're scared of themselves. Yeah,
that's about as best as and as honest as it can be worded. You know,
a lot of people aren't honest with themselves. If you can wake up, look at yourself in the mirror, and a lot of people are very self-critical. I know I am. I'm a perfectionist, and I have to I never do anything good enough. But that's just me. I mean, I'm an athlete. I was a powerlifter, bodybuilder. So in all aspects, I'm like, you got to do better, man. That's just what I tell myself.
Yeah.
But
always critiquing.
Exactly. But a lot of people become content, and they're scared of change, or they're scared of being shown, because a lot of people like to be in control, and psychedelics says you have no control, but at the same time you do.
Correct. Because I was going to ask you, well, first, before I ask you, let me agree. Let's say, I will say this: psychedelics have psilocybin, more specifically. It has changed my life.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like I'm indebted to psychedelics,
Nice.
Because it took me out of a 34-year state of inertia. Where we don't even realize that we're sleeping until we wake up.
Ooh, bars. No, I like that. No, facts.
Seriously,
100%.
Even when you go to bed at night, you don't. Sometimes I try to notice myself falling asleep, and it's a terrifying thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because you try to question yourself, where am I about to go?
From personal experience, and psilocybin has helped me get over that. I used to have, I still do from time to time, but it used to be more consistent night terrors and sleep paralysis.
I've never had that, and I hear that is heavy. I hear that is so hard to deal with.
The last time I had sleep paralysis, one of my arms was like hanging off the bed, and I just wake up, my eyes are the only thing that can move, and I had this sense of something pulling me, and just the first thing you feel is just pressure on your chest. And now I feel like I'm being like just pulled down. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm telling my girlfriend next to me, I'm like, can you please grab my arm, put it on my chest? That's what I think I'm saying. It's coming out like, and she's like, what's happening? Because I've had a heart attack
You have?
Yeah, years ago.
Wow.
So and she knows that. So she's like, "Is this like what's happening?" 'Cause
Yeah.
I have heart issues, and I was like, and I couldn't talk, but it took like 10 minutes, and I was just stuck. It's the most terrifying thing ever. Also, the night terrors. It's just literally your subconscious bringing up past trauma. So,
But I ask you, do you feel that that's the only thing that is, or because my thought process on it now is, the past, present, and future are all happening at the same time.
we about to get spiritual. Oof.
So my question is that, like, as I'm sitting here speaking to you right now, right?
Yeah.
There are many other versions of us, infinite versions of us in different parallel universes that are existing at all times. So who's to say that when you're going to sleep right here, you're not waking up into your next life wherever you are somewhere else? Because sometimes it feels so real, to be honest with you, that I have to wake up and remind, like, and like confirm that this is real.
Yeah.
Because where I was literally just having a conversation with someone. I was literally looking at their face, just how I'm talking to you right now. Yeah. And it was just that candid and just that vivid. And then the next thing I know, I'm waking up here.
Yeah.
Even with us being alive. We don't know how, we talk about this as a planet, or we talk about this as, you know, a life, but who's to say this is not a dream state also? Because I woke up here one day and I don't remember how the hell I got here.
Well, what happens when we sleep?
Like, they told me I was a baby. They told me I was these things, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel it. So I've speaking on that, I've had a dream where I was just like, you know Star Wars, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Hyperspace. So, you know,
yes.
So I just was just flying.
Just beaming.
Just going through hyperspace. And that was my whole dream. I literally woke up, went back into the dream. Like, and I have a lot of lucid dreams, a lot. Like, too
What
much.
is a lucid dream?
I mean, I guess there's like different kinds, but from what my understanding and my experience, a lucid dream is you're conscious, you're awake, but you're in the dream.
I have those
and
all
you can control. Sometimes you can control your movement, but most of the time it's just being aware.
Have you ever been able to control what you're saying in your dream?
Very
like you can think in your
rare.
dream?
I can think, but very rare for me to control what comes out of my mouth because nothing's really coming. But I do talk when I sleep. That's what I've been told.
Me too, which I'd be a little concerned.
Right.
What did I say?
I literally, so...
what do you know?
Right. So what concerns me is I've literally recently this year sleepwalking.
Really?
I've never had a history of sleepwalking, bro.
It's real though? Like, you got out of your bed?
Dude, I was on the stairs.
No.
I was on the stairs, had everything ready to go take a shower, and I made food. Food was right next to me, and I was on the stairs just
with food and shower stuff.
Because I usually eat and I take a shower, go to bed.
Oh, okay. So your mind was already in a programmed state.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. It was still trying to carry out the program.
I was on Tirazepam for sleep because I've been dealing with insomnia since I was like 13, and so I took that. It's a prescribed sleeping pill, but yeah, it puts me in a weird state.
Now, is your insomnia linked to is insomnia a neuro-connected kind of condition?
Yeah, depends though.
Like, it's like your mind won't allow you to
overactive.
Okay.
Okay. And anxiety as well. Because anxiety, of course, I don't want to say it can be controlled. Some people, it's just, I didn't even know what anxiety was until I was like 17. I was like, oh, so I thought this was normal. Just high heart rate, sweating for no reason, just concerned about everything. I was like, people don't feel this. Like, so,
damn, hold on. So what are the symptoms of anxiety?
Anxiety, I would say it's classified as, well, this is my spiritual, philosophical way of putting it. The anxiety is thinking about the future, what is to come. Depression is thinking about the past, and being mindful is where you can control it. So anxiety, I would say in a neuroscience point is, I don't want to say it this way, but it's basically being dramatic in our own minds because we're creating it. Anxiety is literally, like, let's go back to caveman times. If two cavemen are walking in the forest or whatever, and they see like this brown figure, what's the first thing that they think?
Bigfoot.
something dangerous.
Yeah, something
it's
big
like,
that can eat you.
Damn, I gotta run.
Right, fear.
They don't think, what could that be? They don't think philosophically or like
Fight or flight response.
Fight or flight, exactly. So the anxiety comes from the amygdala, fight or flight, or some people freeze. A lot of people don't put in the freeze.
Yes, fight, flight, or freeze.
Yeah,
yes,
because the freeze is like, don't know what to
you
do.
become immobilized by the fear.
Exactly, and that's what happens with people mentally. They immobilize themselves by thinking of what could happen. So that's where anxiety comes from.
That's almost like the term I heard, paralysis of analysis.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
yeah. And I'm someone where I've had to. I think the psychedelics helped out with that.
100%.
Where I would think myself almost into a state.
Yeah.
You know, like almost think so hard about something that I would create an energy around it. You know, or I would think about it so hard that I would psych myself out.
Yeah.
You know, like, all right, I create an idea, but then I'll think about this way. I'll think about it from that angle, that perspective, and all these perspectives, and then to get to the point where I have criticized it so much where...
Now your heart rate's up. Now you're second guessing yourself.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Should I even do it?
I got like a whole council meeting going on inside of my head, and they're all like, "Yes, just shut up. It's good." And I'm like, "No,
It's not, man.
but look at this and look at that." You know.
But it's positive is existing. Well, this of course this is philosophical. I will always say when I have my opinion and then what's fact. But
cool,
positive is always existing. We create the negative. That's my opinion. Negative, like if you think about life in general, like because I have 2 kids. When a baby's born, there's nothing negative about that.
Magic.
Nothing.
Magic.
But now,
tear up.
Of course, in a lot of situations, negativity is bound to happen. That's where balance comes into play because life is just, it's all about balance, even in chaos, because chaos is a ladder. But negativity from, I guess, as individuals, and looking at the world that we live in, we create it most of the time. That's just my opinion, though.
And when you say we create it, like, is it the mentality? Are you saying that we have, or it's it? Because I'm a firm believer in that as well. I believe that our thoughts become things.
Yes.
So like
manifestation,
100%. And it's also reading this. I think it was in Behold the Pale Horse, I think it was, where it speaks about this Jewish folklore called the story of the golem.
Oh.
And how in your mind where you can create, based on your thoughts, okay, let me just give you this the golem story. So basically the guy in his mind, he would keep on thinking about this monster and keep on thinking about this monster.
This is the rock monster, right?
I'm not sure if it's the rock. You
Or
read
like
Behold
a
the Pale
machine.
Horse?
I just know the story of the golem.
Okay, so yeah, it was something to the effect of that,
Okay.
and he would just continuously keep on thinking about this monstrous figure, and before making a long story short, because of his devotion to thought, and because of his intention, and because of how much energy he put into it, it became a real thing. So. It even speaks about that in Outwitting the Devil, if you ever read that by Napoleon Hill. In Outwitting the Devil, it speaks about how your thoughts, they have a certain frequency attached to them.
100%.
And you are always magnetizing or attracting things into your reality.
The tricky.
I mean, I'm magnetizing. I mean, either repelling or magnetizing.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
The trippy thing is, are you doing it consciously or subconsciously?
But see that's where it gets deep, because from the time
really
that you
deep.
wake up, from the time that you go to sleep, you have things being put into your subconscious mind, in your spirit all day long. That's the reason why I stop when I first get up in the morning, getting into my social media, going into my phone, looking up articles and stuff like that. When first thing I wake up in the morning is, what do I feel? What is real to me in this moment?
Yeah.
And just deal with my thoughts and my feelings, because the first thing I do, if I get on Google or if I get on Facebook, I'm getting suggestions that's going into my subconscious.
And now you're being programmed.
And now I'm being programmed because what I'm thinking about is in the backdrop of my mind, and I don't realize that it's even being implanted there.
And the subconscious is way way more powerful.
100%.
Because when we sleep, I mean, the subconscious takes over. So it's whatever information you take in.
Repressed emotions, all of that.
Yeah, and that's why I have an episode about childhood trauma. It makes us the people that we are, because the amygdala is the fight or flight or the freeze. That I think it's up until 9 or 11. Can't really think of the specific age, but anything that happens between like those growing up years, any traumatic experience that happens, that's going to program your amygdala to respond to things in adult life as, okay, is this actually traumatic? Yes, it is, because I've had a traumatic life. Now, that's where I said in the episode that trauma's a choice. A lot of people will be like, I've been through some shit. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, how can you say that?
So,
right.
If something traumatic is happening, I'm like, okay, and I have the ability, this is what kids don't have, the ability to say, okay, this is happening to me. Am I going to take it and turn it into an opportunity?
Transmute it, yeah.
Exactly. Kids don't have that. They're just like, damn, what the heck? And then that's what creates the fight or flight, and a lot of people, it's the flight. For me, I thought I was a fighter, but in the bigger picture, I was like, I can't be around you. I'm out.
Correct.
A lot of people, I mean, they have both in certain circumstances and situations, but having that, of course, anxiety when you're a child, you don't know what to do with that anxiety. That creates the amygdala fight or flight, and then that creates a bunch of adults who are just not willing to deal with their shit.
Yeah, they say the first 7 years of a child's life is when they are the most molded, and who they become in the first 7 years is what they carry with them for the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
You know, and think about that. Like I've even said that before I came across that piece of information. I've always said that. You know, because when you go into the psych, I call it being in the state when you're on psychedelics, because you're not in this dimension. You are somewhere else, right? You're physically here, but you are in multiple places.
Yes.
You have bend time space.
Yep.
And what I've discovered in that state was they rob us of our choices before we even realize what our choices are.
Yeah, we don't know what's actually on the table.
Because when you are young, you're just having an oceanic experience.
Yeah.
That's what they call the oceanic experience, where you don't control what's ever going on around you. You just react to whatever's going on around you, and you deal with that the best way that you can. So let's say you're a child who grew up in a home where they smoked crack in front of you, and they were, cutting up dope in the kitchen, and you didn't eat dinner, and things like that. You didn't know anything was wrong until you got older.
Until you saw something else.
Until you saw a contrast in that, and then you was like, "Oh shoot, I'm pretty broken."
That's what happened. I mean, I don't want to say that I had a bad childhood. I had a great childhood, but when I talk to other people, I'm like, oh, so what I experienced growing up that wasn't normal? Nah, fam, that was not normal.
not at all.
I'm like, okay, so maybe I.
Oh, you weren't locked up in the basement? They didn't pull your fingernails off?
It's crazy, man. Because everyone has their experiences.
Yeah.
And yes, some people have they have a great childhood. Some people are very unfortunate, but I just don't like to say that I didn't have a good childhood, because I still have both my parents. But I grew up a Jehovah's Witness. That was very interesting.
That's pretty rough. No, no disrespect to any of the Jehovah's Witnesses. No, I don't mean it like that. And my dad a Jehovah's Witness.
And
I'm just saying that they have very strict rules in the organization.
It's
you can do this, you can get excommunicated.
Extra,
from your own family.
Yeah,
so I understand.
My brother's it's called disfellowship, but
disfellowship. Yes.
But it gave me a warped sense of my own spirituality, because
I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
Bro, the whole last episode is about spirituality, and I think we were talking about like social media or something. But yeah, we were talking about those witnesses. It's a great foundation. To
it is, though.
Be
it
a
is
good person,
and they're really good about finances. What I will mention in the whole, the Jehovah's Witness,
my parents didn't get that part.
Well, on my.
Now they did, but not when I was a kid.
On my dad's side, though, like they all are into like finances and business and owning things. Like,
Yeah, my parents do have a business.
They
I
definitely
feel it.
preach that.
Yeah.
So that's one positive.
Yeah, definitely.
But as far as the controlling aspects of it, it can be a little intrusive.
Well, just religion in general. Religion.
Agreed.
Religion and spirituality. Nah, don't put them in the same sentence. But that's just my opinion.
100%. First of all, man was not meant to be like there's this thing I was listening to recently about how they're trying to measure the soul. The spirit and the mind of the man is so infinite and so vast and so boundless that we do ourselves a disservice by even trying to define what our existence is.
I understand that, but I also, as someone who is into neuroscience, I want to see what we can do 100%.
To kind of put more like finite.
This is like the geek part of me. I
Talk
feel
to
like
me,
because we only use 10% of our brain at a time.
Okay.
The reason why I like psychedelics is because we use way more. I have I don't know if I have. No, I don't have it on my phone, but I have this. I should have brought my folder. I have this picture, and it says your brain. It shows your brain on psychedelics and not on psychedelics, and it's the pathways. They literally cross to the other side of the brain. Those connectivity strands do not happen when you're sober. I shouldn't say sober. When you're not on psychedelics, when your brain isn't enhanced, because I don't like when people say I'm high. When you're not high.
No, you're not.
You're not.
You're not.
It's not a altered.
You're not inebriated.
Yeah. You're not intoxicated. Your brain is enhanced. You're using more of your.
You're
brain.
functioning on a higher level.
Exactly.
Way higher.
The connectivity, you make those connections, and that's where the generative properties of the neurons happen, and that's where you. Now, this is my personal belief. I don't know if there's actually scientific evidence where you see the quantum world. Where you actually
I do.
See, because everyone sees the trippiness of life. Those are freaking, what is it? The atoms, the cells, everything. Because if you have like this bottle, and I want to go to school for physics as well, because quantum physics is just freaking amazing.
Agreed.
This bottle, if I look away, it's moving. The only reason I can make sense of it is because the light, the reflection of my eyes makes it solid.
Right. When you're not looking at it, it's particles.
It's particles. So
it's just
what
like a
you
video
see,
game.
Exactly. What you see
What's
on
behind me
psychedelics-
is not there right now.
Exactly.
Until I turn around, and then now my brain has just processed this.
We're just three-dimensional beings. So all this stuff, if you're in the fourth dimension is time, but if you're in other dimensions, you're seeing other stuff, and that's what happens. I mean, DMT, I haven't done it yet, but I need to.
Same.
I need to.
I hear it's intense though, but I'm ready for it
I'm ready for it too.
because I've done some heroic doses. Whoa!
Of psychedelics.
Stargates have opened. Yes.
So you say psilocybin's your favorite?
Yeah, and I've tried many different types of it as well.
Okay, nice.
like golden teachers, penis envy.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that.
That's actually the
That
one of
one
my
smacks.
favorite.
That one
smacks
Yeah,
very
and
hard.
The blue cap ones.
The white teachers, I mean albino teachers.
Yeah.
Both of the teachers are pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
Pretty aggressive. Do you find that you don't like to talk a lot when you're in the state? Do you find like words kind of like
Psilocybin? Yes.
Yes. I find it I don't want to talk to people.
LSD, something different.
Oh, you just blah 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 blah.
Woo, I'll study. I'll literally. Yeah.
Your brain is on fire.
Woo, yeah. My friend Aaron, he's on my podcast. He's the co-host. He explains it as psilocybin is waves, acid is electricity. And as soon as he said that, I was like, yes, I resonate with that.
So
Because
you're
just
connected to everything at that point.
More nature with psilocybin. You're like, all right, wavy, let me feel everything.
Right.
Acid, you're like, yo, woo. I know everything.
Wow.
In a sense, because your brain is, there's certain properties of LSD where it has just more of an intense reaction, I guess you could say. It's psychoactive, but I don't know. It's just a different.
Do you
feel
believe
with
that there's
psilocybin.
is a agenda to demonize these mind-altering substances to prevent us from reaching those other dimensions? Do you believe that that is a part of the reason why they demonize it all the time and have us to, like, you know, like, for example, ecstasy was given, I forgot at what period of time, but ecstasy was given as a medicine at one time.
And they use it now for PTSD.
You know,
for veterans.
Right. So it's like, but years ago, you know, it was like, oh, it causes holes in your brain and all this and this, that, and the third. And it's all because if you're able to break through that fourth wall, then you're able to see everything. You can see things for what it really is,
and you question,
and then you start asking questions. Yeah. So that leads me to my next question, based on where we got into this conversation thus far. What are your thoughts on shadow work?
Shadow work. Everyone has their different. Shadow work is actually used in psychology for like therapists to actually get deeper, and it's also a personal thing. From my experience with shadow work, make it, and meditation in general, make it your own. The best, recently, this is what I've come to find, the best spiritual experiences that I've had, I've been 100%, like not on anything, 100% sober. But that's because I've had all of these experiences leading, because I don't want to say that every trip or every time I do a psychedelic, my brain levels up. I don't want to say that, but that's how I feel.
Same.
So if you feel that, roll with it.
Same.
But if I can tap in and do shadow work or meditation, like fasted, so don't eat anything, like just drink water, just be pure. And like Aaron was saying, I'm gonna post the. Oh, you good? I'm gonna post the episode soon. But he said, I clean my room, I shower.
Yeah.
He's like, I sit down and I meditate.
Yeah.
And so it's just about purity. It's about just cleansing the soul. So shadow work, it's an IE practice, introspective exposure, but it depends on your intention when you do the shadow work. With me, I journal. I got that from my friend Anna, because I don't like writing stuff down unless it's like notes or something.
Right.
Because I'll overthink. But she's like, no, just write your feelings down, look at them, and just resonate with it. Why did you write this down? So that's what I kind of took that from her. But another shadow work that I do, dude, it's all up in here. And I mean, I'm like talking to myself. When
throughout your day,
I do spend time, like I sit and I just analyze my thoughts. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's a meditation.
Mm-hmm, type of meditation. Do you have like mental mantras that you tell yourself throughout your day?
Affirmations are, those are tricky for me because my mind is insane, dude. Like, it's just thoughts upon thoughts upon thoughts. And I'm pretty sure everyone experiences this, but it's like, they're conflicting thoughts.
When is your birthday?
June 28th.
Cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you. So, yeah, your mind is always racing.
Yeah. And then my rising is
you
Sagittarius.
analyze the analysis after the analyzation.
Exactly.
You know, like you break things down to the most minuscule molecule.
And it's even then, I'm like, there has to be
more. And there's something else after that. Yes.
Yeah. So affirmations drive me insane, honestly, because I'll say it and I'm like, why am I saying this? Like, nothing is happening. I do like Abraham Hicks. You know who that is?
No.
Go on YouTube, look up The Vortex. When I listen to other people's affirmations, it does give me a sense of what they're saying, but my own, nah. I'll be like, bro, you need to shut up.
I think that's and I agree with you, and I'm gonna say I agree with that for two reasons, right? I feel like people can become self-help junkies.
Yeah.
You know, where like you don't even internalize the information. You're just going from one high to another.
Yeah.
You know, you've become like a what is that? What is that chemical that's released in your mind? What's the happy chemical? Not serotonin.
Dopamine.
You've become a dopamine junkie.
Yeah, dopamine junkie. Yep.
You know, where you're just reading things to try to get a quick gratification out of it without actually doing the work.
But if you know that, then you can use it to your advantage.
Right.
People don't know that they're just trying to feel good.
Yeah, they're just trying to extract whatever they
Yeah.
can off a paper real quick and say, all right, my life is in a better place now.
Yeah, yeah.
But happiness is an inside job. I say this all the time. It's a
very true.
deliberate thing, and it's internal work.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can buy on the outside
100%.
that can that can fill those voids.
When people say money doesn't buy happiness, I'm like, okay, yes. I agree and disagree. Money
Agreed.
Money doesn't allow.
It could put you in some situations to be happy, though.
Yeah, money allows me to not worry.
There you
Like-
go. There you
So
go.
If I
There
don't
you
have
go.
to worry, that is one step to being happy.
That's a one step closer to happiness. Yes, sir. Yes,
Because
sir.
meditating, I call it the art of doing nothing. So if I don't have to worry about my bills, if I don't have to worry about other shit I got to do, and I can sit with myself, that I'm happy.
Right.
And just let everything come through. That's trying to obtain happiness. But yeah, money doesn't buy happiness, but it can definitely relax you. So you can be able to.
Speaking of meditation, Russell Simmons speaks on, I like how he summed up what meditation is supposed to do and putting it in perspective. You know, people think about meditation like you got to be sitting in a dark room in an Indian style with your hands like this with the non-ringlicule thing and all that. That's not what you got. That's a little bit more for theatrics.
Yeah.
You know, you can literally I could be in the middle of this conversation and meditate with you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's
at
about
a red light.
At a red light in the middle of cooking.
Yeah.
Actually, cooking is a meditative process.
Cleaning
for me. Because all you're doing is you're creating a level of stillness.
Yeah.
You're slowing the brain activity down.
Yeah.
Everything is like this. You just got to slow it
Chill
down.
and just be mindful, just aware of the moment.
Because everything it's like this. While everything is going on, it feels like it's at this level.
Yeah.
When you create that level of stillness, you're able to look at it from an elevated perspective.
When I think of it, I think of like it's been in like movies and stuff when like the main character's in the middle of like New York and everyone's like racing past him hella fast
And it just whoosh.
he's just chilling in the middle.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I think of.
That place. You know. Yeah. Okay. So, what inspired your fitness journey?
Fitness. My dad called me fat when I was 9. 100%.
Well, damn. Shout out to you, Dad. Look what you've done.
My mom was a bodybuilder. My mom was a trainer, literally at the same gym that I had my own business at, LVAC. Yeah, I've only seen one picture of my mom at a competition. She was jacked, but my dad said, and from what I can remember, it was just literally like a side cut. He was like, "Man, you getting a little chubby there," and I was like, all right, sit-ups every day, curls every day. I wasn't a runner, but as soon as I lost the weight, my metabolism, I could keep weight off very easily, but it was very hard for me to put on muscle and like maintain the muscle. So I started out lifting at 11. I was 125 pounds, and now I'm sitting around like 197. But I started powerlifting. I was just naturally strong. I was deadlifting like 475 at like 15 years old. But I never had a coach, no one to teach me anything. So the form was just trial and error, just over years of demolishing myself. But I loved lifting. So I got into powerlifting. Powerlifting is not healthy. I will say that it's not healthy at all. I would deadlift until my nose bled.
Damn.
I was insane when I was competing.
Oh, you were working through some traumas.
I just had a lot of a lot of aggression.
A lot of aggression.
Yeah.
I'll show them.
Yeah, definitely. And I just wanted to literally be better than I was the last time I was in the gym. It was a very psychotic mindset, but I set the record at 19
Did you feel
years
weak
old.
in your youth?
No. I felt I didn't have control.
Well, no, and I don't mean like in a physical strength capacity. That's what I more or less meant.
I would say it was trying to. I didn't feel worthy of anything that I was around. So it's not weak because I guess I had a sense of strength because I was an angry kid. That's why I started crumping. Dance was my first passion before lifting. I stopped dancing because I got too buff. But I
could be out there like Terry Crews out there crumping.
But I was 9 years old in the garage. garage, crumping my life away. And then I would compete at World of Dance and Hip Hop International. I actually used to dance at the Jabberwocky Studio here in Vegas. Yeah, so
Cool.
I was like top 5 crumpers in Vegas for like a hot second, but yeah, I got too buff. But yeah, powerlifting got a lot of aggression out, and I set the record at 19 years old, 600-pound deadlift at 165. As soon as that's why I have this tattoo. It's a Hawaiian warrior helmet because I read a book when I was like 15, Mastery by Robert Greene. He says,
I love Mastery.
I love that book.
I love Robert Greene.
He's amazing. Like The Art of Seduction, like.
He has to prove that he's a human to me at this point. There's just no way. It's just no way.
Yeah, we gotta like take his brain and like put all that information aside
And download it to a hard drive. No, for real, seriously.
But like the king, the magician, the
warrior, king, and magician.
Warrior. So I mastered that stage of my life. So all my tattoos are gonna be the warrior, the king, all of that.
So what stage are you in right now?
I would say the king, 100%. I did a tarot reading one time. And I got the king like 3 times, yeah, and I got the empress one time. But the 3 times I got the king, it was very profound. So yeah, I'm on my king shit.
So so in the future, do you feel like there's do you feel like you've already done the magician side of the work already, or that hasn't gotten to the point yet?
I feel like the magician is me changing the world. Yeah, I'm on the road to that, but I haven't done it yet.
Okay, yeah. So not Merlin just yet.
Not Merlin. Oh, I like that.
King Arthur, but King Arthur on the way to Merlin.
Exactly.
Got you. Okay. I'm an analogy guy all day, man.
I love it.
I like to connect dots. So question. Do you find that gut health has a major correlation to cognitive ability?
Yeah, your stomach is your second brain. 100%.
Say that again.
Your stomach is your second brain. This is a heavy topic.
And I knew you were the one to ask touch on this with. You know? Yeah.
Because when I was I'm a personal trainer, but I got certain certifications due to certain things. Like my mom was diabetic, so I learned about diabetic nutrition just so I could help her. Sports nutrition because I was an athlete. Then I got my nutrition certification. So I went through a lot of nutrition schooling. So along that, it's a lot of experience as well. I've literally done every single diet. When I was a powerlifter, I was on keto for 2 years. Like, I'll never do that again.
Does keto work?
Keto works, but damn.
I think people just think that that's an excuse to party. Like cheeseburgers, no doubt.
I could see that. Keto,
pizza, yes.
Keto. It's good for certain people. I made myself pre-diabetic doing it. Because
it can't be healthy long term.
Like my insulin response,
crazy.
I took away carbs for 2 years, and then the first time I had carbs again, my insulin spiked, and I wasn't healthy. Like my eyesight goes blurry, and I go straight to sleep.
Oh shoot! You just dropped a jewel on me.
Yeah.
Cause see, I've lost about 20 pounds in the last 2 months.
Congrats.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. It's been a dedication, you know, a lot of changing my lifestyle around. But I have really cut out carbs 100%. Like not 100%, but like very, very minimal bread, very minimal rice. Yeah. You know, for the most part, it's just protein and vegetables, smoothies, juicing.
Heck yeah.
You know,
juicing is life. Juicing is 100% life.
It has helped me out recently in so many ways. Like I was listening to this video that you had put up about how you were having like a respiratory situation recently, and it was kind of becoming very concerning to you. Like you felt like you had like a head cold for like a long time. Yeah. Literally, that's what I literally just went to the doctor last week to go deal with, and you was like kale, ugh.
I can't.
But I'm telling you though, it's something in it though that it just starts like it's like antibacterial. Yeah. Like seriously,
it
so
alkalizes your body.
Seriously,
it has the micronutrients.
It makes your brain start working immediately, for real. So the juicing has helped me out tremendously, and I found that because I was dealing with something similar to you, where like I felt like I was having like this pressure in my chest and all of this, and I wasn't even able to get in a full breath. Like it felt like it was just like I was breathing through a straw, damn near.
It's terrible.
And
man.
I went and
It's
got
terrible.
tested for COVID a million times.
Same here.
And I'm like, okay, I'm almost at a point like find something, because you keep telling me there's nothing here is making me more concerned.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
'Cause then
and
you have to go to specialists, and then it's
it was so many
it's a
things,
rabbit
bro.
hole.
It was stress.
Yeah.
It was anxiety that I was dealing with. It was improper eating that I was dealing with. I am one who also I work myself to the bone, like, and I know cancers are very similar. Like you guys are workaholics to the T. Like I mean, to the point where you won't have a life. Yeah. You have to create something.
You have to create the balance.
Yeah, you'll have to create something, an activity for you to do, because if not, you will be 100% on your focus every day.
That's true.
I have a lot of cancers in my life, so I know how you guys are, but I'm similar. As a Gemini, I'm very similar.
Ooh,
I can't stop. I can't stop.
Yeah,
I can't stop. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Like literally. Yeah. And when I get to a point where my subconscious will start talking shit to me.
Dude,
you're a fucking bum. Why the fuck are you still sitting here? Get your fucking ass up.
Bro, my conscience talks shit to me.
Like real bad too, like bad.
I'm like, you piece of shit, you better lift this goddamn shit.
And I feel like I'm doing good in life. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm accomplishing shit. I'm doing well. And it's like, oh,
you ain't shit, bro. Come on now.
You think you're the big dog, right? You think you're a big shot, right?
Hey, but it's a
good and a bad
blessing.
Thing. Yes, because it doesn't allow me to plateau.
Yeah. But when you're at a low and then you do that, no, it's not good.
No, it's not.
That's what I do.
And that's why I don't respond well to outside criticism.
Yeah.
Because I am my biggest critic.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like there's nothing you can tell me that I haven't said to myself first. Like real shit. I will go home and watch my videos a million times.
Yeah.
Like, damn, why the fuck was you holding your mouth like that?
Close your mouth.
Close
man.
your mouth. Breathe through your nose. Stop blinking so many times. Why are you nodding your head like a bobblehead? You look like a fucking idiot.
When I edit, I'm like, my voice. I'm like, dude, stop.
Yo, I hate my voice.
It's like, shut up. No one wants to hear you, dude.
I'm like, y'all watched this shit 88 times this week? Well, thank you, though.
Right, exactly. I've had people come up and they're like, I appreciate your podcast so much. I'm like, oof, that warms my heart, but it's like, what do you see in me?
But you know what, though?
We take ourselves out of it because we have a message to say.
Exactly. And I feel like that's why I don't necessarily have a I don't dissect my content anymore because I know that I have like a collector's mind. Yeah. So like every experience that I've experienced in my life, books that I've read, like even just throughout this conversation, I have like jumped around to like 20 different things, and you have as well. And it's because we have collected all these experiences. Yeah. And there's a lot of people, unfortunately, who have never left their city before. They've never tried.
That's me.
I'm
born and raised here. I've only been to Cali, Utah, and Arizona. So.
But still, your mind is expansive. Yeah. So there's one thing that you can say in your podcast that someone could listen to, and that can rewrite their whole lives. It's true. And you don't know that because you are hoarding all of these things that you think are just generic.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't think of it as valuable.
Well, I used to do online coaching, and I was training people in the UK. That's where I was like, I could really reach people. Yeah. I was actually doing YouTube in 2014. I just criticized. Like I was just, those videos are trash, and then I deleted them. But I shouldn't have. But we're in 2021, and I don't want to be born in any other time because the power that we have right now is crazy.
The age of Aquarius is such a powerful one. It's such a powerful one.
It's amazing. So we have the ability to reach people that we probably will never meet, but the fact that we can reach them is just amazing. And
this is also the time where the things that are abstract and bizarre are the things that reach people the most. Yeah, like we don't live in that cookie cutter time, like how when in the 90s you had to be, Mr. Cool, and you couldn't say this and that and da da da. Exactly. Like you can be a jerk, a loser, whatever. But if people are like appreciate your perspective, people will still listen to you. Exactly. So it's like it's all about just getting in front of just opening up and giving the people just sharing those jewels, you know?
The experience itself, no one else has experienced, so that's a jewel in itself. Because
there you go.
Intelligence and experience is wisdom. So the more experience you got, and you add it to your intelligence, you become wise because you know what to do with it. You know what to do.
I love what you just said. I always say that if we were looking at a painting right here, and it was 20 people at an art gallery looking at this painting, and on your way out, they had you write on a piece of paper, what did you take away from that art?
Everyone would.
You would have 20 different accounts because we're all seeing this thing from a different perspective.
If one person passed it to the next person, they would have a different perspective, and then they just downloaded some information.
Exactly. So my next question is, a statement and a question. I believe from what I observe from many athletes and bodybuilders and people who are on fitness journeys that in the beginning, it's a physical motivation thing. Like I want to go and do this, but once you get past that point of it, it becomes a mental thing.
100%.
Can you share some of your mental techniques that you have developed that has helped you to push past the lethargy or the I want this, but I'm a lazy ass. You know, I want to get in shape, but I like these donuts too much. Yeah. What are your mental techniques that have helped you to surmount?
The reason I like bodybuilding is, I guess this is gonna get a little dark. That self-deprivation, I enjoy it. That self-torment, it's weird.
I thought it was just me. No, like seriously, do you do more than one day fasting?
I used to do 24-hour fast, and I used to intermittent fast. And my fastings were intense. I used to have sometimes I wouldn't even drink water, but
that'll just constipate you.
Yeah, it's terrible. But
I made that mistake.
Fasting, because I was an athlete, I resorted to another type of diet because I need the fuel in order to have good workouts. But going basically keto, I think my last competition I was on 20 grams of carbs a day, and that's like one piece of bread.
Damn.
And training for months on I would say like a whole month on 20 grams of carbs, but
that's why you're so lean.
Exactly, because carbohydrates is just
just sugar.
It helps build muscle. It does, because of the insulin spike. Insulin delivers nutrients to the muscle, but protein, fats, they do aid in fat burning and muscle building as well.
So, man, I have so many questions. So are fats? Because historically we've been taught fats are bad for you.
There was in the 1960s, all the scientists
they were paid off.
They were paid off to say that sugar wasn't the issue; it was fats.
And fats aren't our
vice versa.
And fats are our best friend.
Yes, healthy fats. Yeah, because your brain runs off of fats.
Your brain is made of fat.
Exactly. So in ketosis, I did have a lot of clarity. That was one thing that was amazing. I woke up with no alarm clock type shit. And I hate waking up.
Eyes just
up, alert, ready to go. So it's
on 10.
Yeah. You like caffeine without taking caffeine. It's
right.
Amazing.
Fired up every day.
Exactly. And that's how we should feel. But
100%.
A lot of people don't. I would say, coming back to the motivation and how you, what you asked me about, the psychological part of training.
Yes, sir.
Knowing that I could feel this way is a big motivation, because a lot of people would, when I was working at Natural Grocers, they would come in and I'm like, okay, what supplements do you need? What are you feeling? Then I would give them this. I would suggest this regimen of supplements. They would come back and be like, I've never felt this before. I feel so good. And they continue to buy the supplements. Yeah, people don't know that they can feel better than they do. They think the way they feel is just life.
Okay.
But when you eat healthier, when you exercise, you get this. The endorphins and all of that stuff is increasing. But when you feel better, when you wake up in the morning, it's and you've never felt that, it's okay, and this is why I feel better. Let me continue to do that.
Right. It inspires you to be consistent.
Exactly. And the competition part of it is it's working through trauma, because I'm 3% body fat every bodybuilding competition. It's bad. I'm backstage, dude. My toes are cramping. It's ugly backstage. Everyone you're looking at everyone. It's this testosterone. People are pumping up and they're like, I gotta win. And I'm it's just a lot, man. And you're People have passed out backstage. There was one time where, because you have to pull out all the water from your body, so you have to dehydrate yourself.
And how do you do that? Because I know a lot of us are water retention.
Yeah, water retention is different based on hormones. So I was fed soy milk when I was a baby, so I have a lot more estrogen than I should, but I do retain water very easily.
Okay.
So there's pharmacological ways. So there's synthetic pills that you can take, diuretics. Then there's natural diuretics. So dandelion root, coffee is a natural diuretic. Asparagus is a diuretic. But and like fennel seed, there's all kinds of.
And these will help remove the excess water.
But it flushes your system, so it can dehydrate you. So what happens backstage is when you do go the pharmacological synthetic route, it pulls from your organs. It dehydrates everything, including your organs. So my toes will literally go like this.
They were throwing gang signs?
Bro, just
they was set tripping.
And they will stay. So you're just like...
Oh my God!
You gotta massage it, yeah.
Oh.
And now you have to go.
What about the Charlie horses,
dude? Charlie, I literally had one of my abs cramp, and I saw it. I literally saw
you
it.
can see it cramp. Yes. Oh no!
It's disgusting.
How do you uncramp it?
You have to wait. You just have to stare and go.
You just gotta ride it out. Damn.
But bodybuilding is the most invigorating thing I've ever done in my life, honestly, because you see yourself so lean, and you're like, I did that, and it's a crazy feeling knowing that you can obtain that. So I think I would always tell people this: I'm your trainer because I want to show you your potential. As soon as you know your potential, that you have that standard, and then you always want to reach that standard. Of course, if you have the motivation to, and that's why people get trainers, to get the motivation. But motivation is within. Motivation is temporary. It's the consistency that keeps you going. But just knowing your potential, I think, is the number one.
Sorry, y'all. I stayed up 24 hours last night. What he's saying is extremely interesting. I got 2 kids and 2 other lifestyles. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, I only got like 3 hours of sleep.
And that therefore, in some mysterious way, you are not different from the external world that you know.